Hey everyone, and welcome to 10 Talks. I am your host, Kyle Garza.
I'm your co-host, Don Trimble.
And I'm your co-host, Nick Busta.
And today we're going to be talking to you guys a little bit about the subject of pets.
Yeah.
Those blessed companions that carry us through life in the most dire times that we need them. And other times, the worst thing on planet Earth. Don, I think you've got some stories to tell us.
What a rip.
Dude, pets. I just got to start. We just got to go around real quick. Dogs or cats? Go.
Oh, that's hard. Oh.
Dude, you got it. You can't. It's not hard.
Okay, no. So for me it is. I grew up with both. I love them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And really what that question is are you a dog or a cat person?
Right.
And that question is also ambiguous because it's like, do you have the personality of a dog or a cat? Or do I like taking care of a dog or a cat more? It's nuanced.
You're right. You're right. But how do you want to answer it?
Oh, this is so hard. Okay, here's how I will answer this. I will say dogs because I think generally the upkeep of a dog is easier than a cat.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you on this one because with that standpoint, okay, so and the reason why is this. So I love both very, very much.
But
my wife and I, we have a cat. His name's Toby. He's about 15 pounds. He's a big boy.
Dang,
and he's a big cat. And I think that cats are so much easier to deal with because one comedian put it really well. Dogs are great if you want a best friend who treats you like a best friend at all times. And so like when you get home, he's like, hey, how you doing? Like that kind of thing. I miss you. I love you. And then, a cat is like, it's like, oh, you're home? That's cool. How was your day? Actually, I just realized I don't care.
You still live here?
I was like, here, cool. I left you a gift. I'll give you a hint. It's not a toaster. That kind of thing.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Though, actually.
But see, okay, there are different types of dogs and different types of cats too. So simple answer right away too is like I agree with both you guys. Come on, animals are just so animals. Love animals.
Okay,
all of them.
Different subject. Don't change the subject. We're still on dogs and cats.
Yeah,
but I just love them both. But for my house, unless I am on a farm, unless there's room to roam, it is a cat all day because bro, they're gonna poo naturally. Like stick the square box down. They're good. You can leave for a while. You can have a food distributor and your old lady neighbor, whoever you want it to be, will come over and be like, oh, great, they're still roaming around.
So that actually is the same reason that I said dogs, because the upkeep of a cat's litter box, and having to dig for its refuse, it's like the worst kind of treasure hunt you could possibly adventure on. Whereas if you have a dog and you have a backyard, let's say, obviously this would be much different if you don't have a backyard. Like if you live in an apartment with a dog, I can imagine that would be very difficult. But if you have a backyard, it's pretty simple. It's easy to find the poo at least. Because I think that's the thing that is most difficult with managing pets is the messes especially. Okay. So dogs, I find it's easier to deal with their refuse. And in general, they're not the ones that create hairballs or just random yucky sounds. Because the worst thing about cats, honestly, is it's not just the messes that they produce, but it's the way they produce their mess.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll get that.
Do you know the sound of a cat that's trying to puke? Because I don't want to imitate it. I don't want to be like that guy that no one asks for it and he's giving you a Gollum impression. I'm not going to do that same thing with the cat hair.
That's totally what it is.
That. And I totally agree. It's the type of cat you're around though. So back in my Midwestern realm, there's a farm cat.
Don't tell me Midwestern cats are different, dude. Come on.
Dude, but there's a clear difference. There's a farm cat, and those things are terrifying. Those are feral.
Oh, because they're
those
mousers,
things are what the heck is that? They're only good to get the mice and keep them out the house. Those are animals.
Sure.
Okay?
Right.
But check this out. Okay, Busa, how much did you say your cat weighed?
About 15 pounds.
15.
Okay, so I want to wait for a second.
Pulling up pictures. Oh boy.
I have a cat and have had a cat. Okay, the past two that have both weighed over 25 pounds.
Are you kidding me?
One got to over 30 at a time. And this is actually the type of cat that it is. It's called a Maine Coon.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, I know those.
Yeah.
So this is it's the only one I could find quick. This is my wife holding the cat.
Oh my Lord. Does he have diabetes or is he just okay?
Dude, and like when you go in though, like if you go to a vet and they know what they're doing, they're just like, oh yes, this is gorgeous. This is amazing. And dude, they're dogs, but cats. Like all the best thing of a dog.
Sure.
Like that cat, this one was named Gully. I will never forget the first night we got it. First, I got it for Katie as a wedding present.
Aww,
she's out,
precious.
right, with all the bachelorettes doing their thing, okay? And she comes home.
Now we're married. Here's a chore.
I rescued this cat, and the name was Fat Tony. I was talking to the guy up front too, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do something ridiculous. I'm gonna get my wife a cat. You know, we're gonna have a place together. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna have to pay a ton of money for shots. It's gonna be great.
And I always approach people just with this way. And like if I'm buying a car, I say the same thing. I'm just like, I want something really weird, just something like no one else has. And the dude instantly went, "You gotta meet Fat Tony," and he brought me back.
I know a guy.
So that's wild. He brings me back. I see it. I changed the name to we called it Gully, which is short for Goliath, right? And we have I just remember Katie walking in. Okay, so like she's coming in that night, and all of a sudden she sees this cat, and she started bawling because she was so freaked out with like this thing was like a mountain lion in the house, and she hated it. She didn't want it, and she's like, "I married someone who gets me things that I hate."
Excellent. Way to start your honeymoon.
Right? That night, I remember we're going to sleep, and the cat like is trying to like get in. I'm like, "Oh, dude, Katie, just let me like I want to see what he does. Like, we don't have to let him like sleep in here." And I open the door. The cat tries to jump on the bed and face plants on the side of the bed.
Oh wow! So he's like,
had to push that weight up, you know.
He's got depth perception challenges. He's not agile like cats should be. Okay, so is that all to say that you're actually a dog person? Because that's the kind of cat you like?
Right? I know it's the most dog-like cat, but I'm telling you, it's just always a cat.
But you're just really into digging for his poop.
Bro, dude, you can get litter boxes figured out so quick. Like, it's no big deal. And not only that, like, I just don't want to get a babysitter for an animal when I leave. I go camping. Okay, I go camping. I'm not gonna be like, I need to pay somebody to watch my animal. My animal's got itself. Okay. What do you got, Garza? What do you got?
Okay, Garza? That does make sense because people do generally have to pay for people to be with their dogs.
Yes.
Because they do make horrible messes and jazz like that. I guess cats kind of take care of themselves, huh?
You make sure they have food and water, and they're good.
Yeah, and
I don't feel bad.
Access to birds outside.
Yeah, is it bad to see?
I got so bad.
Like going for a week. Yeah, I don't know if that's bad. Fine.
So, again, I grew up with both. Although, honestly, dude, my favorite pet growing up was a chameleon.
Okay,
because you say the animals thing. I when I was a kid, I wanted to be a zoologist, and I was all about chameleons. I don't know what it was about chameleons. I thought they were the coolest animal on earth, and so we didn't get like the cool like Jackson's one with like the horns or anything like that. It was just it was called a frilled one. Just has like that single sort of sail kind of on the back of its head.
Yeah,
but all the standard coolness, right? Changing colors, eyes going every which way.
What was it? How did it? Yeah.
Like what made it like a pet? You know what I mean? Like
so it's one of those pets that I don't know. It's in the same classification to me as like birds, honestly, because you keep them in cages and you occasionally let them out to like interact with them, right? Or you just have them because they're cool as heck, right? Most reptiles are like this. So what was cool about this dude was feeding him, honestly, because obviously you have to go to your local Petco or whatever, get crickets, and you just unleash them in the cage and then watch them go to town. Super entertaining because, of course, they have like that, yo-yo length tongue to actually like nab things. Super cool. Now, what was not cool about this, and we didn't know this, is that in order to maintain a chameleon especially, I don't know if all reptiles are like this, is you need to frequently handle them. Like actually, like on a daily basis, take them out of their cage, walk around with them, let them sit on you, like interact with them. Because if you don't, they basically remain wild is kind of the idea. So we didn't know this, and we didn't basically interact with him often enough, and he hated people. So every time you put your hand in his cage, they're terrifying animals because they have no teeth, but they puff up and they will bite. And it's not like the bite hurts. It's just the fact that it is biting you. I mean, it would be like
trying to hurt you.
Yeah, it would be like just a gummed creature, like, nibbling on you. It's doing nothing.
Grandma!
And they hiss at you. And they turn like black and red and angry, and it's a wild sight. So we sold him to a dude, basically. I don't know whatever ended up happening with it, but yeah, horrible pet. Unless you
appreciate you paid money for this, like you.
Yeah, it was our one wild adventure into the exotic, basically. Other than that, we've always been corgi people. Those are like the dogs that like we're really into.
Everyone knows corgis. They're
obviously
amazing.
The queen's really into them, and we're all about the queen.
See, I think that's true of almost every animal, though. You have to have this really a part of your everyday for it to become
That's good.
It's so gross. Even like, I don't know why do kids like rodents? Like all of them, hamster. I don't care how cute the hamster is.
Wait. What about chinchillas? Because you can't talk about chinchillas, dude. They're way too adorable.
They're so freaky though. But I had
it's a Maine Coon mouse, basically. That's true. You've seen them. They're huge,
dude.
Tubby,
You just
fluffy mice.
The hunter to the hunted. Okay, I don't care how cute that thing is. It's a rodent. Okay, but I will say this. Okay, you're just like, I will stand up for my chinchilla no matter what.
Okay, you mean you'll stand against your chinchilla?
This is true. We had hamsters and gerbils, and I remember my sister. I had a gerbil. Okay, and my brother. Yeah, we had them all at the same time, and they were totally cool. But my sister, it was the same thing. She did not, like, she beat it, her hamster, like, through the cage, she'd, like, drop it in, but she was not holding it. It got to a point to where, like, I had to figure out something, okay? And I remember, like, telling mom and dad, I'm like, I got this one, don't worry about it. Like, I've been playing with mine, I'm going to play with this one. I got out, like, the biggest, come on, I'm from Iowa, we got some real deal snow gloves. And I'm, like, holding this thing, and it's just, like, like, it's rabid. It's crazy. It has not been held. And I was really, really young. I don't even know if I was in middle school yet, but I had this friend, Remington, and we thought it was just a great idea to put him with another animal that was really docile. So we set up a play date for gerbil.
No.
Well, hamsters, because I had my gerbil. He had a hamster, and this was my sister's hamster. And we're like, yeah, let's just, like, they're going to have a slumber party. Well, we're going to hang out. This is going to be cool. We brought them over, swear this happens. They're totally cool at first. We're like, it's working. Oh my gosh. We go to sleep.
Oh no.
After playing tons of N64 in the middle of the night, just a ball of like chaos. And it's just freaking out. We're hearing noises we've never heard. We wake up to this.
There was one.
My friend loves his hamster so much, he sticks his hand in. And my sister's hamster latches onto him. And all I remember is his mom sprinting in, him screaming as he's swinging his hand with the hamster on it. There's blood.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And yeah, it was.
Wait, did the other hamster live or whatever it was?
The hamsters were fine. His hand was not.
That is messed up.
This was a very scarring moment of my life.
See that. What's weird about that is it's in that family of animals that, like, you also kind of have to weigh out how much can this animal kill me, I think is a part of it. Like, I've heard too many stories of people being like, oh, we just love chimpanzees, and then it, like, eats someone's face or something insane that, right? It's like, that's not a good pet. It's never a good pet.
Okay, on that note.
Wombats would be good pets. Again, it has the chinchilla factor. It's fat. It's cute. It's mouse-like, kind of. It's precious.
If you could have, like, let's say that you could wave a magic wand and domesticate, boom, like any animal where like it will not murder you.
Oh, this is easy. This is so easy.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Barn owl. Or some form of just gnarly owl. So
Got it. Okay.
The reason I used to have this answer, this is before I became a more sensitive person, is I had some neighbors with really annoying cats. And I thought, how cool would it be if I had a pet that could get rid of that pet and no one would ever know? So that was like my original reason for it.
That wasn't even what he actually wanted. He's taunting me right now. You're sick. I love cats.
Well, so that was one factor. And then eventually I was like, well, I guess that wouldn't be okay because, you know, they love their cats even though they're awful animals.
Wow.
Eventually it was just like the factor of just how cool it is to have an owl in general. I've always thought this in general about people. Like, there's certain kinds of pets that just make you a cooler person by owning it. Like, it's one thing to walk your dog on a leash and like, you know, have it on its leash and show it, like, you know, this is Jackson, this is my pet, whatever, right? It's another thing to have like that gnarly leather glove on and then just extend your arm and then this dude just comes swooping in and lands here and you're like, this is Excelsior.
And it lands backwards and goes,
yes, exactly. Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. And then he coughs up one of those like bone pellets because they don't digest animals correctly in some weird way or something like that. I don't know. But everything about an owl strikes me as like one of the coolest. Like, if I could have it, I'm pretty sure it's illegal in California because we have laws about like basically if it's like a native bird, you can't own it as a pet.
Sure.
Because they're in this raptor family of, you know, wild birds basically.
Okay, I'll go quick and then Boost, I got to hear yours.
Yeah.
So I picked then a bear to stick him on Garza's dog.
That's a great choice, dude.
Can
we be more specific?
Which dog? Wait, what dog are you talking about? On corgis?
I don't know the corgis you like.
You want to kill corgis with a bear? That's messed up.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
My bear in the weeks and I didn't
talking like polar bear or like
black bear. Or
I don't know. I didn't
panda bear.
But I will say this. Have you guys seen the documentary with I think it's just called like Bear Man or Grizzly Man,
or like
with the guy that goes
wild
up in
or
Alaska?
something like that.
That's a really good movie
it's
too.
It's the dude that goes out and lives with bears.
Yes,
it ends with him being eaten by them.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert!
Craziest things I've ever seen, and it just goes into
this.
Yeah, you guys, we are the only creatures living on Earth that know that we are we. Like, I know that I'm Dawn. I am a Dawn, and to be able to contemplate that is insane. We are not like animal. Like it's just we're different.
Is your
You're different.
That bears know that they're not weak?
They know that they're supposed to sick your corgi. That's all I know. Because they've been trained.
Sure. Now, specifically, what bear would you actually have? Because you should know the answer to that. You can't just say bear. That's bearist.
Cool. Okay, that's a marsupial, though. That's not like bear. You know what I mean?
You just got upset by that.
Well, yeah,
like, call a bear.
I just want you to be taxonomically accurate with what family of animal you're talking about.
Yeah, because y'all hitting on
your boosters.
Okay. Not even like just pure gut instinct, easy African elephant. Like,
okay.
Big mama African elephant. I mean, like, it is my dream to one day, it'll never happen. It's my dream to one day commute to work on an elephant. I know only Asian elephants can be domesticated, but still, you know, this is my dream. So there it is.
Sure, you can live it.
Can you imagine like walking, like just a guy's in his car, like he's late for work, he's having a bad day. And then he just looks to the side and then he just sees this elephant just waiting at the light with him, right?
Not even that, dude. It's just walking over his car.
There you go. See, no one will road rage me. And then just how adorable is it going to be when I park the elephant in a spot?
Aww.
And then he gets on his
kneels down.
Like they do.
Yeah.
And then he put like a big old bag of peanuts there. And he's just, that trunk is just all he's doing. He's good. You know, like that was
tries like keying your car, it gets the tusks and then it's impaled and
exactly. Sure. You know, so like he got keyed. Really.
Wow, that escalated very quickly.
Okay. One last question. This is big. This is really big for me. Will your pets go to heaven?
Well, I remember seeing All Dogs Go to Heaven.
That documentary? Yeah.
That documentary. And I'm pretty sure in that movie, all cats go to hell. That's how that movie works, right?
Oh, dude.
Do you remember
that? My cat just walked in the room. I'm done.
There's like one or two of those movies, right? And all dogs go to heaven, and there's like the cat Satan.
There's this.
Am I tripping, or like, do you guys remember watching this?
I was like 6.
I don't remember. I'm saying. Like I wasn't sentient enough to know what I was really watching.
Cats are definitely smarter, though. Think about it. They're the only animal that can walk in and show you. Like, they look at you, Garza, in the eye intensely. And they look at you and they say, watch me, because this is what I want you to do. And they pet themselves.
Oh,
They
yeah.
come on, clearly they're smarter, where dogs just like lay down, they're like, ah.
Yes. Love me. Huh.
It's kind of beautiful.
I would think they'd kind of have to. So I actually, I think I've had this conversation with like serious theological discussions.
Yeah.
If God originally made the earth with the animals and said it is good, why would he leave good things like that out of the new heavens and the new earth in the end? Right?
But wouldn't that assume then that he couldn't he also have creatures in heaven that were not,
Oh yeah, totally, dude. There's gonna be like elephants, yeah, and they're gonna be amazing, and you're gonna ride them to work in heaven, and that'll be rad.
You are going to have this dream given. He will give you the desires of your heart. I've read that.
Yeah, acknowledge him in all your ways. And you get elephants. That's the takeaway today, folks. Until next time, we love you guys. We'll see you soon.